shifting your perception. Money is not earned through hard work, but attracted. The art of wealth. Let's talk about a truth that most people probably don't want to accept. Money is not something you must try to earn at all costs. Where does money come from? When I say this, you might not believe it. You might even think I'm speaking nonsense. But money comes from living joyfully and lightly, being the best version of yourself, staying true to your soul, and living in harmony with the essence of life. When you do this, your energy will attract money, and naturally, it will align itself with the power of nature. You might say, I don't have money. How can I live true to myself and loyal to my soul? But in fact, this logic works in reverse. It's precisely because you haven't been loyal to your soul and haven't become your true self that you don't have money. You're being controlled by illusions and fears of lack, constantly chasing and grabbing at things outside of you. Yes, money is important. It is a token to play in Earth's playground. It can feed your physical body, but money has its own character. It won't stay with someone who only chases after it. It only comes and stays with people whose internal energy matches its frequency. Therefore, your inner being is more important than money itself. When your inner self is aligned, making money becomes simple and joyful. You only need to nurture a high-level soul. That's it, nothing more. If I say this, will you be upset? Maybe I just broke your belief system. If you think making money is difficult and exhausting, I suggest you watch this whole video. I will share with you a logical system of making money that is 100 times more powerful than your current approach. I'll show you why a high-level soul can make earning money incredibly simple and fun. The art of wealth welcomes you. Friends, did you know that most businesses don't survive more than 3 years before shutting down? But I'm sure there are stores in your city that have been running for 10 or even 20 years and are still thriving. Why such a big difference? I think you'll agree with this conclusion. It all lies in the person, specifically the store owner. Everything depends on the business mindset, management ability, and overall qualities of that person. So, can we draw a simple conclusion? Whether or not you can make money depends on your inner self, whether you have a strong and elevated soul. You might say a high-level soul is too abstract and you're too poor, with a family to feed, no time to think about such things. But I want to say your real problem isn't poverty, it's laziness. Your mind is too lazy to nurture a soul like that. If you manage to do so, you'll no longer be poor. Many people spend their whole lives in the cycle of poverty because they can't break free from their own limiting beliefs. Their souls are too weak. They don't believe in the truth of the universe, nor in their own inner energy. So what does a strong and high-level soul look like? First, it believes in truth, respects truth, and stands with truth. It acts according to universal laws, believes in cause and effect, believes that all things begin in the mind, believes that everything in the universe is one, believes in virtue and blessings, believes that you're already whole, believes in destiny and conscience, and believes in the law of karma and consistency between knowledge and action. Second, find something you love and are good at, something that carries a sense of mission, idealism, and conscience aligned with truth. Use contribution, sharing, and service as your daily standards. Pour your heart into each present moment. Create products and works with perfect quality. In other words, combine 4 core elements: career, purpose, contribution, and quality, accurately and perfectly. Why can such a soul make money so easily and joyfully? Because you believe in truth. Your heart is full of light, joy, wisdom, and strength. You're no longer clouded by ignorance and bad karma. You're no longer caught in illusions and distorted desires. For example, if you believe in the law of cause and effect, you'll be mindful of every thought, word, and action, making sure they are perfect and not creating bad karma. You believe that everything starts from within. So you focus on building your inner self, using powerful inner energy to attract and create everything from nothing. You believe all things are one, so you actively contribute and bring positive change to others, making yourself better. When you believe in destiny and conscience, you will respect their immense power. Every day, you will try to strengthen this force to help yourself. In short, just from the power of belief, your behavior will change dramatically and positively. You will gradually distance yourself from the cycles that drag you into bad karma and negative energy. You will be reborn completely renewed because you are working in harmony with universal laws. You no longer operate based on the value of money or society standards. You work in a state of passion and talent, guided by a noble, powerful desire to give and contribute. When you work like this, your products and creations will carry extremely high energy and quality. Because you love what you do and are good at it, the process will be joyful and full of passion. Because you constantly give and serve, you'll never lack customers or traffic. With high-quality offerings, you'll attract surprising opportunities and rewards. The whole process fits together flawlessly, making money-making simple and fun. So what does a weak, low-level soul look like? At its core, it carries a host of limiting beliefs about money, which seriously restrict its ability to generate wealth. These people doubt everything, question everything, and don't believe in truth or their inner energy. They're driven by intense material desires, want to make quick money, prefer short-term or temporary jobs. Entrepreneurs like these love complex business models, discounts, and short-term opportunities. They overuse credit cards or borrow money to spend first. They don't know how to live joyfully in humility to elevate their soul and strengthen their energy. They don't understand the law of karma. They chase money out of endless greed without caring about the negative seeds they sow. They don't understand the value of giving or contributing to others. When they work, they do so carelessly, with no quality or energy, not wholeheartedly. They don't believe in their inner power. Thinking money is hard and tiring to earn. Just enough to not starve is enough for them. They may never escape the cycle of poverty and scarcity. This is a deeply unfortunate state of life. I'll list some limiting beliefs. See if any of them apply to you. Someone says, making money is so hard and tiring. That's because your soul is too low level. You don't believe in your inner power. Someone says, I need to survive and feed my family. I have no time to become high level. That's because you're satisfied with your current state and don't really want to change. Someone who truly wants to change will always find time. Someone says, I can't make money because I'm not capable. That's because you haven't found what you love and are good at. You haven't found a deep reason to contribute. If you had the ability, it would naturally grow. Someone says, I don't have clients, so I can't make money. That's because you haven't figured out how to contribute. Not enough people benefit from your contributions to bring you income. The traffic problem is actually an energy problem. Someone else says, I'm too poor. I have to work for others. That's because your greed is still too big. You haven't thought about giving yet. You don't know how to live peacefully, improve your soul, or accumulate energy. If you don't do that, you can't unleash great power or change your life path. There are really only two methods of making money: exchange or exploitation. No third option. Hard work and effort can improve the efficiency of these two methods, but they are never the root cause of wealth. I've distilled 3 essences of money-making, all tied to universal laws and perception. I will explain. Have you ever heard someone complain, why think about getting rich now? The world's in crisis. Everyone's struggling. Ironically, those who say that are often the same people who always ask, why am I still poor? Why don't I have the same opportunities as others? But think about it. If the whole world is in turmoil, doesn't that mean there's also a rare chance of breakthrough? Do I have to be the next Elon Musk? Or start a company as big as Amazon to change my life? Absolutely not. I just need to understand one thing. Timing. Something most people struggling financially completely overlook. There's a classic lesson taught in top business schools like Harvard and Stanford. The easiest year to make money in the last century was 1932. Sounds crazy, right? But 1932 was during the worst economic depression in American history. While doctors, lawyers, and engineers were lining up for soup, the bold few who acted quickly became millionaires. Not because they were more talented, because they understood that crisis is when wealth gets redistributed. If you're ready, you become the receiver, not the one who loses out. That's why people say wealth rarely lasts beyond 3 generations, because assets get passed around in cycles. And almost a century later, that same cycle is happening again. Can you feel it? After the pandemic, inflation, wars, and the Fed starting to loosen monetary policies, what do you see? A new wave is coming, and the wealthy have been preparing for it quietly. They're collecting assets, land, food supplies, gold, Bitcoin, one by one, piece by piece. What about you? If you're watching this video, maybe this is the only time YouTube will show it to you. Just once, and then it disappears. You don't have to do anything dramatic right now. But if something I say sparks a realization, don't just move on and forget it. Follow the channel, turn on notifications, and save this video with a quick like, because one day you might need to revisit it and it could be too late. I share financial wisdom for free because I believe that understanding money and economic cycles is what gives people a real chance to change their social position.